I just need to think about this first.
Think about what?
I need Zach to know that he was wrong.
This is bullshit.
You want Zach to,
I want him to learn his lesson.
I was going to say suffer.
I want both.
No.
If something like this happened again, what would you do?
I'd think about what I have to lose.
That's not a no, Zach.
Who writes this shit?
Fatima, I can't just let anybody hurt you, yo.
Zach, you still haven't learned the lesson.
Well, kudos to Dr. Reed. Always good to see him in the show. He had like a quick little 90-second session with Fatima after they went into the house and sat on the couch. He pretty much, learned from Fatima. Well, the good news is he didn't kill his brother. Well, that's great news. That means he's a free man, right? Yeah, almost. What do you mean by that? And pretty much Fatima goes, I want him to learn his lesson. You mean you want him to suffer? Maybe I want both. I don't know how many. If I had $1 for every time I said this statement, if the shoe was on the other foot, Zach would be public enemy number 1. If the words ever came out of his lips, I want Fatima to suffer. Imagine him saying that. Now, don't get me wrong. Zach has made Fatima suffer, even if he didn't mean to. I think one of the most irritating scenes was season 6 when he put on a show in front of everyone outside of the salon when Karen was revealed to still be alive. Or at the baby shower, hugging and kissing on Karen's baby bump. And it's like you couldn't really notice the awkward feelings that Fatima was getting. So to be somewhat fair, and I want to put this out there, Zach, and look, I hope y'all are listening. The people on Twitter who always got something to say, or in the Facebook comment section, or on the YouTube comment section. In my opinion, I think that Zach has made Fatima suffer before. But here's the difference, though. As Fatima eloquently pointed out in the recent episode of Sistas, when Zach gets in his feelings, especially feelings of excitement, he can be a bit obnoxious and oblivious to those around him and how they feel about things. So even though, in my personal opinion, and I feel like we can all agree, Zach has made Fatima suffer. However, he has never done so intentionally. Fatima, on the other hand, she is knowingly and intentionally not only wanting to, make Zach learn his lesson, but she admits she wants him to suffer too. This is piss poor foundations for a relationship. It is. And I mean, I don't know what's worse. The fact that she wanted him to say no over the phone when asked, if something like this ever happens again, will you act the same way? And Zach couldn't say no. And you can't blame him. You know who Zach is. Also, do you expect him to just roll over and do nothing if something like this happens again? Also, this kind of, Fatima asking Zach, hey, if something like this ever happened again, will you do the same thing? I think this adds more fuel to the anger I have about how, yet again, no one is looking at the real problem, which is Jeremiah. Because who's to say this addict won't go after Fatima again in the future? Because nobody's like, yo, we need to put him in rehab. Yes, I'm well aware. At the end of season 2, in the hospital after Gladys had died, in one moment of sobriety, Zach offered his brother some help. Like, come on, man, Jeremiah, we can help you out. Come on. Jeremiah refused. He said, no, I'm just going to, do my own thing. Just keep in touch when it comes to the funeral. After what happened at the beginning of season 3, all bets are off. We're shoving his ass in rehab. Either he's going to be arrested or he's going to rehab, one or the other. No more of that extending an olive branch. We are going to nip this in the bud, because if something like this happens again, Fatima, let's say something happens again further along in your pregnancy, you get hurt and you lose the baby. then what? Then what? No. Fatima wanting Zach to suffer is one of the most awful things honestly, no. I think this is the worst thing Fatima's ever done. And yeah, I know, well, Jeremy, in episode 14, she did contact that dude named Ben to kind of get the ball rolling with getting Zach out of jail. It's just that he was in court all day. Well, that's true, but guess what? Ben wasn't the one to get Zach out of jail. It was a combination of Nathan, Bryce, and Judge Simon. It was a combination of them. And I think it's even more awful that she knows Zach's... Okay, keeping Zach locked up is one thing in itself, but knowing his brother is still alive, but then not divulging that information, that is just terrible. You want him to stay in jail, learn his lesson, all the while thinking he killed his brother. Just because he didn't show no remorse doesn't mean it didn't do anything to him on the inside. So yeah, Fatima's trash. Wants him to suffer. Get out of here. All right, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.